Oh my god. I'm actually back to streaming. This is so crazy. This is actually crazy, dude. Wow, I have not streamed in a while, man. Oh my god, it's been like months. I think the last stream that I did was probably Resident Evil. I think Resident Evil was probably the last one. I gotta post in my socials. Hold on. Uh, let me do a post. Actually, gotta check if everything is okay over here too. Oh my god, I was so not prepared. I was super not prepared. Wait, no. I literally said that this was not supposed to be for. Hold on. Oh my god, dude. I am so not prepared for this. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Whew. I got scared for a second. I was like, wait a minute. Okay. Gosh, I feel like such a onk, bro. Oh my god. Why do I feel like such a onk right now? Okay. Oh my god. Why is this so stressful? Okay. Okay, I know for next time now that I gotta do this way beforehand. Okay, now I gotta do it to the TikTok. my god. And you know what the thing that really gets me upset is that TikTok doesn't even have like TikTok is so restricting sometimes. Jeez, man. I mean, like this thing is super like restricting sometimes. That is crazy, dude. Okay. I gotta put some music on too. Jeez, bro, I have not streamed in a while. You see, like the beard hair, the glasses I need to wear now. Like, I don't need to wear them, but they're not visually. They're aesthetic slash um what do you call it, blue light glass or UV glasses, whatever. And it's not annoying. It's just Sonic Unleashed. Hedgehog. Okay, let's see if I can get music. This is none of this is like Sonic the Hedgehog. Jeez. Okay. Okay. All right. So it seems like we got. Hold on. Let me check the. None of this is like Sonic the Hedgehog. Jeez. Okay. Okay, so there's a little bit of a leniency over here. All right, I think we should be good from there. This is kind of like as far as I can go because I don't want to delay this stream any longer. But how's it going, guys? My name is Yona. Okay, for those of you who don't know me, I typically upload shorts pretty much on the daily. Talk about anything gaming. When I upload a video, it's usually anything revolving games that I usually like. And for example, the most recent one was the Splatoon Raiders one. So I'm adding things to my resume. The one previous to that one was actually talking about how technology nowadays and revolving around gaming is just super expensive, and it's getting quite ridiculous for people who are trying to get into the space. It's typically more expensive, right? I mean, monetary reasons kind of set up a barrier for a lot of people, and I was basically talking about that, and that's pretty much what I do here. I've been usually before I even did all of this YouTube stuff, it was only Twitch. I would only try to stream on Twitch for those who are OGs. I used to only stream on Twitch, and I got a decent following from there. It wasn't like anything huge, but I think I had about 160 followers at that point. A couple of subscribers here and there. So thank you to you guys if you guys are OGs, because that was very fun. But I think I wanted to kind of switch on past that type of that part of my life, and I feel like I've grown. I feel like I'm a little bit more seasoned in my life. I'm 21 years old, so I would hope that I have more experience in life. You know what I mean? But yeah, so now we're streaming on YouTube. Hopefully this all works out. We're mainly going to be doing games that again I personally like. I really want to do a Halo stream. That is something that I definitely want to do. I know the first one, the remake of it, came out. I don't really know if I want to play that one specifically, but definitely the trilogy for sure. I do have it thanks to my friend Brian. He's a Steam, not Steam. Well, yeah, no, Steam. Steam family member of mine. But anyways, I'm going too far. Oh, swag silly. Hello, what's going on? What's going on? Oh my god. Okay, wait, hold on. I see everybody through here. So okay. Unfortunately, the chat is not gonna show through there. Or maybe I can actually do it via hold on now. The hook shape better have what it seasoning on it, or else we riot. The hook shape better. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Nah, but we gotta set up. Wait, hold on. I'm so sorry. I'm like, I have the game set up over here. Hold on. Wait, I can't leave from here? Hold on. Yes. Yes. If you guys are hearing anything in the background, it's a Sonic Unleashed thing. But we gotta pull up the YouTube stuff because I gotta see the chat over here. I'm sorry. I'm super. I just got back to streaming. I'm like on status over here. Okay. Again, I have the glasses. Everything is just falling apart. Okay, I'm like Peter Parker over here. Paradox, Panda, what's going on? How are you? Fellas, we are at 104 subscribers. Hold on, wait. Before I even started the stream, I had 102. So, two people subscribed to me, bro. I appreciate that. I actually really do appreciate that. Hold on. Was it the thumbnail that got you guys with his thumbnail? Okay. It's probably people that know me from school and real life. That's okay. I appreciate the support either way. Okay, I'm pretty sure I could get the... Oh, subscribe to me, bro. I appreciate that. Let me just mute you real quick. Ooh, hold up. I see it right here. Ah! Okay, I see the chat over here. Fine. Okay. Okay. There's got to be a better way to do it. Is there, can I go into YouTube Studio? I'm pretty sure I can go into YouTube Studio. Please, just hold on for me, please. I swear I'm going to talk about Brand New Day. I promise. I need to make sure that I have everything set up over here. Thank you. I know Sabaody. I knew it was you. I forget that that's your thing on different platforms. Okay, you know what? We're just gonna stick to the regular live stream. So I'm gonna pull up the live stream over here on the side, and we're just gonna watch the chat over here, and hopefully it'll keep up. I know Sabaody. I knew it was you. I knew it was you. Oh my god, dude! I'm actually so happy that this is working out. Okay. He said, "I like the way the glasses hook around the shape of his ear." I guess we're talking about a lot of hook shapes nowadays. That's such a good inside joke, bro. I love it. I just love the hook shape. The hook shape is just a lot. Okay. All right. There we go. All right. We got to talk about Brand New Day. Okay. So, I hope all of you guys enjoyed Brand New Day. I loved it. I loved the way we're going to go straight into it. I love the way that it is a Peter Parker focused, oriented lifestyle of just a lonesome. It basically reminded me of Spider-Man 2. Okay. That what was peak. Okay, for anybody who grew up in the Sam Raimi trilogy of Spider-Man, you would know that Sam Raimi replicated or put the essence of Peter Parker being a broke college student, or in this case, a broke grad student who lives in a single apartment, doesn't really have much money. Tony Stark is not here, and brand new mid. Andrew's the best Spider-Man. I agree. I actually do agree with that. I think Andrew Garfield is indeed the best Spider-Man, but I think people did not give him a lot of credit. But I'm gonna go into my complaints first. I feel like this movie in general is just super solid, right? Like, this is a solid Spider-Man story, a very classic Spider-Man story, basically ripped from the comics. There are so many references in this movie. It is insane. Like, I recommend watching these people called New Rockstars. They do a lot of coverage in terms of uh, just references to all types of other Spider-Man content, or the mythos of Spider-Man. And when it comes to this movie, one of my main complaints was the pacing of the movie, and I didn't think that I would have an issue with that because Spider-Man is very action oriented, right? When Peter has the suit on, he's Spider-Man, right? Like that is our favorite part about him, or one of the favorite parts about him. And I felt like even though he was in the suit a lot of the time, which I appreciate that because that replicates what had happened in the Batman back in 2022, where about 70 to 80% of the movie they were in costume. And when it comes to this one with Tom Holland, he really knocked it out of the park doing the same exact thing, just being mainly in the suit, whereas that extra, I don't know, like 40 to 30% is going to be Peter Parker. Will Spider Man appear in Doomsday? How will he react or interact when the symbiote attached to the. I think the hook shape is probably going to show up in Brand New Day. Or, sorry, the Spider Man 5 and Doomsday. I think we're actually going to. And speaking on that, I think we're going to see Toby. I'm just saying. I think we're going to see Toby Maguire in Doomsday. I think that's like. There are so many rumors going towards that. And it's so true. Um, but yeah, that was one of my main complaints about Brand New Day. It's just mainly the pacing of the movie. I actually heard one complaint from my job. I was speaking to somebody from my job, and I was like, "Oh, what'd you think of Brand New Day?" And their number one complaint was the fact that they felt that it was setting up only the X-Men. Like that was the only purpose of the movie, and I kind of disagreed with that because I don't think that that's what happened. Like when you watch other Marvel movies, you typically think of how this connects to a grander story, right? And although it kind of felt that way in this movie, to me it wasn't the number one focus of the movie. Like you can very much tell, like when you watch this movie, it's very much revolving around the fact that Spider-Man, or in this case Tom Holland's Peter Parker, is dealing with the spell that happened in No Way Home. And my number one concern was the fact that they were gonna erase that, um, and thankfully they didn't. Right, Big Bro Toby gonna get murdered in the first 5 minutes of Doomsday. That is crazy. That is a crazy statement. Now I like how Hulk was slowly turning to OG Hulk for a bit. Very much true. Yeah, that's and that's pretty much the only complaint that I have about the movie. I can't really think of anything else that got me. I think the only other thing, if I could say one more thing, is that some of the special effects in the movie, or the VFX, whatever the case may be, I don't think it was very fleshed out. I think some of them looked a bit weird. Like there's this one part where, obviously spoilers for people who have not watched the movie, there is a part of the movie where Spider-Man is chasing Jean Grey, right? And Jean Grey is shifting from, or mind hopping from person to person to person, and he jumps on top of this crate or something inside of a work area. I don't know if it's like a warehouse or something, but there's a lot of people rushing the opposite way, and Jean Grey is hopping from person to person the opposite way. And I saw Spider-Man like jump on a crate or something, and bro, like I don't know what happened. Like it was just that certain moment, and also when Spider-Man got hit by the Punisher's van, like that seemed a little bit too, like when CGI just looks a little bit too quick. Like that's what it looked like. That's what it looked like. Needed to see more Yelena. Very much true. Yelena is very Florence Pugh is very beautiful. Actually, she's a very good actor. I liked her in Midsummer. If nobody has ever watched that, watch that movie. Setting up the X-Men was a huge subplot, but this is definitely about Peter Parker facing the repercussions of Spider-Man. Absolutely. And that's also something that I watched too about the movie as well. I was watching a review, and one of the things that the person said, and I instantly saw, like, or I instantly said to myself, like, this person understands Spider-Man, is when he said this. He said that when Peter Parker is doing well, um, when Peter Parker is doing well, Spider-Man is doing bad, right? And then vice versa. When Spider-Man is doing good, Peter Parker is typically doing bad. There's always like that scale. There's never that equilibrium that both of the, and I'm pretty sure in the comics there is a point in time where Peter has just figured out the, whole thing. He's married to MJ. He has a kid, and he probably figured out how to do the whole, superhero thing. But in this movie, you could definitely see that like Peter Parker is going through a phase of his life that he needs to embrace the change rather than try to prohibit it. You know what I mean? And that was really important. That was super important for this, and I loved it. I loved it. And now to go into so to wrap up, to summarize that, my two main complaints were the pacing near the middle to end of the movie, and then the fact that the VFX just felt a little bit unfinished in some areas. It felt very much like an indie movie. Um, the cool VHS or the cool VFX for me was when Peter was losing it. Wait, what? Turning into an actual spider. Oh, you mean like with the black eyes and like the sweaty look? In Midsummer was crazy. You gotta watch that movie. That movie is good. Midsummer is a really good movie. That's a great horror. I'm also a really big horror buff, and that is like one of my, I wouldn't say like top five, but I would definitely say top 10 or top 15. I'll always be iffy on every other Marvel movie, but Spider-Man will always be my favorite, no matter if good or bad. Yeah, I think Spider-Man's just that character that is just so universally loved. You know, no matter where you go, you're gonna know who Spider-Man is, right? Another good of the movie is, I think, just how personal it felt. Um, to get a little bit more personal here, I'm in a part of my life where a lot of things are changing. I'm on my, you know, I'm on my way out of college, and it took a while for me to get into the groove of just how college was and how it was kind of gonna affect my life, along with just work, bills, loans, and whatnot. And I felt like in this movie, it truly embraced how Peter Parker dealt with it rather than just Spider-Man. And that was like my main thing. It's like I want to know and I want to feel for Peter Parker, and you really do. Like there were a lot of moments in this movie that made me feel very grounded with the character. And one of the moments is where he's not even with MJ, it was really with Ned. And that's what got me. And I was very surprised too, because I thought I was going to feel a little bit more emotional towards the relationship with MJ and how that went, which we're going to talk about too. But I also felt like the relationship with Peter and Ned was super wholesome. Like when they were playing with the Legos and stuff like that, that reminded me of how I would come home sometimes and um and just play with the guys, you know what I mean, after like a really long time of just self-isolation and really just locking in on work and school. And it could be really lonely, and just really doom scrolling a lot of the time. These are real life problems that they brought up in the movie, but they didn't bring them up in a cheap way. Like it felt like an actual issue that happened, and we could really see how Peter Parker is really affected by it. Another plus is definitely the soundtrack. Like I'm not gonna even lie to you. My favorite part, much like probably your guys's or everybody else's, I'm not gonna bundle everybody, but I'm gonna say that my favorite part personally was the Tame Impala part where, Loser came on, and that's the moment when I saw Ned in the black jacket. He's entering the party. It felt very much older, you know. I remember watching No Way Home in 2021. Masks were still around. You still had to wear your COVID mask. I was in the theater, and that really did feel like an end of an era. But it didn't truly feel like we grew up. It just felt like we were leaving that younger era. And in this movie, I heard Tame Impala, and I was like, wow, that is quite literally the best way that you could, show don't tell. You know what I mean? That's the perfect way to do it for me. And especially the way how Ned was, seemingly getting addicted to the shark drinks. Like that was super important. That was super important. because I feel like that's gonna obviously lead him into being Hobgoblin. I mean, I would hope so. I don't know. I don't know too much about how they're gonna implement that, but I really hope that they do, because that is a super that's a super important plot line too that I feel like they should embrace as well. Watch it with some of these losers in Discord, not a group watch. I actually, Raul, I think we were actually in the same chat. I think that's when I first met you or something like that. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. Nah, it's when Benito. Oh yes. Oh, okay. So we got to talk about that too. So I actually had an issue with that. Add this onto the other list of things. So I'm a little bit split. I shouldn't say it's a fully negative, but when you watch the movie, you hear Bad Bunny, right? And it's a good part because it shows, obviously Peter getting used to his thing. It's very hectic. It's a hectic scene, and I get it. But, but the problem is that they only it felt like they were really on a budget there. Like it felt like they had something, they just said, I don't know how to explain it. It's so bizarre how they only play like the first part of it and then they don't let him go into like the lyrics or anything. I thought that part was going to be a little bit more elongated, but I guess they didn't do it. I don't know. I don't know. To me, it just seemed like they should have went a little bit more with that instead of just giving us like the first 15 seconds of it. It felt very bizarre. Like they were literally on a budget for that. And I'm sure they were. Like, Bad Bunny's really hot right now, and after everything that happened with the Super Bowl, I'm assuming he's in a good place. Bro, they played it for a fraction and it was amazing, or it was a bit jarring because it was a good narrative moment. I absolutely agree. That's exactly my point. I felt like that scene right there was super important. Peter was trying to figure out the organic webs, much like Toby did back in his first movie. For those who don't know, he went on top of a roof, and then he started bringing out catchphrases and all that stuff. And Peter basically did something similar in this movie, and it's a very cool moment to really see how Peter's uh, you know how Peter's life is changing at that moment, and not just again for Peter, but for Spider-Man, and he needs to learn a way to embrace it, a way to sprinkle in some diversity. Yeah, yeah, true, true. The hand was whack too. Yeah, it was. I definitely agree. I add that to another thing. I add that to literally a pile of things that I don't like about this movie. That's the thing. Like, I don't want to come off and seem like I'm I am a Spider-Man lover to death, but at the same time, this movie, it has its problems. Nobody's saying that this movie is a 10 out of 10. I'm definitely not saying that. I think this movie is about a 9 out of 10. It has its issues, but it's not bad by all means. It's not even mediocre. I thought it was an amazing movie. But the hand, actually, I got into Daredevil recently. I started to watch it, and I finished the original Netflix series. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe um, I feel like watching that series, like, you really get perspective on how dangerous these guys were. And I'm not gonna lie to you personally, this is no disrespect to the team over there with Tom Holland and Destin, but I truly do not think that they understood what the hand was, because it just kind of seemed like, oh, we kind of just want to bring in some representation from another series, and so they just brought in a piece of that, and they kind of just stood still. Like, in a way, they played a crucial part in terms of how Peter can, do both. As he said, he literally said that verbatim, like, I'm both. I'm both Peter Parker and I am Spider-Man. And in that moment in the cages, he, did that. Like, he was able to be both, and not kind of react abruptly. And so they were a stepping stone, I would say. But that's not what the hand is. Like, the hand is not, it's not really they're not really a stepping, like they're an actual threat. You know what I mean? And I really feel like this kind of leads into another big issue as well, is like, where is Kingpin? Like, Kingpin, I definitely see after watching the Netflix series is more of a Daredevil villain, but I will always see Kingpin as a Spider-Man villain just as much, just purely playing the Spider-Man PS4 games. If anybody has any like has ever played that game, the first mission is literally going after Kingpin. So he is a Spider-Man villain. When is Ed gonna do the voice acting trend game? Maybe you can be the next Peter Parker. I don't know. Honestly, I was thinking about doing some voice acting on the side here and there, and just putting that up on a YouTube channel and just not saying anything about it. But I don't know. Like, typically, voice acting is something that I've always been interested in. I just never really knew how to get started. So what I was thinking is maybe I can just voice over characters that I like, but I'm not just talking about from one series. Like, I could do from multiple series, and just upload it to YouTube, and I don't know, like, hopefully get something out of it. I don't know. I don't know when I'm gonna do that. Naruto movie better. Yeah, Naruto movie is gonna be good. I'll tell you that much. Dustin is for those who don't know, Dustin is gonna be doing the what do you call it, the Naruto movie, and that's also gonna be really good too. The Naruto movie, I'm actually very excited for, because apparently he's been working on this for a while, right? Like, this is something that he's been wanting to do, or at least in talks to doing, for a very long time, right? Like, the hand that grabs the hook shape. What are we talking about? um, in terms of any more positive, so we talked about the music. We talked about Spider-Man's kind of phase in and out. I would also say, and I also agree with a lot of people when people say that every character has their moment, right? Every character has a purpose. Every character has a a crucial part of the story that helps Peter Parker or Spider-Man. And for example, that part would be for, the Punisher. The Punisher, I did not think that they were going to do well in this story, and not because I didn't believe in them, but because I didn't think that the Punisher was going to be anything beyond a cameo. I 1000% thought that the Punisher was purely going to be a cameo, and he was not. And I was so glad about that, because I love the Punisher in Daredevil. Like, that is by far one of my favorite characters in Daredevil, for sure. Top two. And, it's Daredevil and Punisher. Like, that, they did that so well. And the wholesome part at the end when he brought him into the hospital, and the funny part where he was acting when Peter couldn't really put on the costume because apparently it was broken, which I actually did not catch. But apparently Frank says that his costume was broken, so he was only able to wear the mask and the gloves. And dude, it was so wholesome and so cute that he just went up to the window and he just started doing like, that was so wholesome as hell, man. Wholesome, dude. It was so good. And then obviously I have a bit of an issue with people who are always saying that somebody is Miles. Like, anybody who's Latino is like, oh my god, that's Miles. Like, come on, man. Come on. The only time that I thought that there was an actual Miles Morales was this one part where, if you go onto Ned's spider board or whatever, and you see a Latino, what do you call it? It wasn't acrobat. It was parkour. It was a parkour Latino, like, some Latino kid that was really good at parkour. And that got me, because I was like, okay, like, that has to be some type of reference, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, That had to have been some type of reference, and I really enjoy that. But not every character with curly hair or color or Latino is not gonna be Miles. Like, not every character is gonna be Miles, dude. Uh, you know, honestly, I understand, but I don't know. I'm not taking it to offense, but it's just something that I didn't really understand on why people did. Like the kid that did the Spider-Man thing with his hand. I didn't think that was Miles. I just thought that was a kid who just genuinely liked. I personally saw that as like a wholesome moment. Like, people are really appreciative of Spider-Man, and Peter Parker understands that. Like, he felt truly loved at that moment, and I felt like that's what he really needed. And this kind of goes on further between misconceptions, or just pointing out things and just blabbering things out. It is the Ned scene at the end, right? uh I'm the next Miles Morales. One of my negatives was the feet scene. Oh, the pool scene, yeah, the one with the Elena. That was so funny. That was so funny. I love that talk between the small potatoes, the big potatoes. Um, but yeah, a lot of people were talking about the Ned scene, and they were like, okay, I'm not gonna lie, this might split, you know, opinions based on who you talk to. So for me, the way that I interpreted that scene was that Ned was bringing, he understood that he made the connection, basically, that Spider-Man is Peter Parker. And I initially thought that maybe Ned was just understanding, like, regaining his memories and stuff like that. But somebody, again, the guy who I watched before, I forget who it was, but he was saying that it wasn't that, but it was the fact that he put two and two together, that Spider-Man is Peter Parker and vice versa, but only because MJ said something about it. When Spider-Man left, there was a scene where I think after they were playing with the Legos, Spider-Man gets a realization that one of the guys lied to him, so he had to leave. And MJ was like, he said Peter, she said Peter, and Ned was like, wait, Spider-Man's name is Peter Parker, and that's when I was like, oh, okay, yes, that makes sense. But then again, another theory is that when Jean Grey did the whole bubble thing with the minds, you know, people are saying that, like, she regained the memories for those people who had forgotten that Peter Parker was Spider-Man. And I was like, okay, like, I can see that too. Like, that's not really something that I would neglect. Like, that's something that I could see happening. And I'm appreciative of that, again, because I'm glad that they didn't just brush it under the carpet and just say, oh yeah, like, they remember him now, you know what I mean, like, all throughout the movie. And it's like, no, like, they have the precaution, or they have, like, the everlasting effect of the spell. It's not proven MJ didn't get her memories back when told. It's not that he regained his memories, because you can't do that yet. Yeah, true. Ned realizing the dap up was muscle memory, that he fucks with this guy, and that MJ said, yeah, 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 exactly. Yeah, exactly what I understood right after that. Because beforehand, I thought that maybe, he just regained all of his memories from that bubble, but I guess not. But again, I'm not neglecting the fact that that could be a reality. Like, I'm not saying that Jean Grey couldn't do that, because I know in the comics she does. Like, that is something that she can do. But, it's kind of like a double-edged sword here, depending on which way you go. But, I don't know. The way that I interpreted the scene at first was that he regained his memories, but then I realized that he didn't, and that's fair. I don't want them to regain it fast. You know what I mean? I want Peter Parker to really sink that in. And that also goes with, again, they did a really good job exploring this idea of that with the MJ scene when they were in the Punisher's lair, and they were talking, and she said it, like, I don't love you, like, I don't know you, You are not somebody that I know. And she has a whole boyfriend and everything like that. Which he's the boyfriend, MJ's boyfriend now. MJ's new boyfriend is a he's basically one of the guys from the comics from the Spider-Man No More, I think, or Last Wish, something like that. It was something along those lines, and like I'm pretty sure MJ's boyfriend got up in that. Mephisto was in that story. Um, and I see a lot of you guys talking about Hulk. I really did like Hulk as well. So yes, add that to the thing. Add that to the pile of things that I really do like about this movie is that the Hulk is actually back and not just like Smart Hulk. I never had a problem with Smart Hulk. I feel like people like that was a little too much hate in my opinion. I had no problem with Smart Hulk. Like you guys got to realize Smart Hulk was he literally saved the world. Like he literally saved the world in Endgame, right? Like he helped Tony, test the whole gauntlet thing and everything like that. Like you know what I mean? Like he saved the world. So, but Hulk, yeah, exactly. Okay, see, I was about to go into that too. I gotta rewatch the movie because I think Hulk remembered though because he didn't calm him down. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh my god, and you know what? That's a perfect segue into another thing that I like as well. Is that you could see this is like a minute detail, but everybody kind of noticed it here and there. Is that you could see Peter's eyes through the lenses. Like that is something that you could see in the movie. That's something that if you just watch the movie, you could just see. And you might think that like, oh, this is like a weird choice, but to me, I think it makes full sense. You can actually see a person in there. You can see the ripples in the costume. When he sits down, you can see the folds in the costume just like meshing up, crunching up against itself. And that's okay. I did not have a problem with that. That is something that I did not have a problem with. Oh yeah, the One More Day storyline where he brings back Aunt May, but it takes away MJ and whatnot. I definitely want to see more of Mephisto. He made an appearance in Ironheart. I did not see that. I did not see that. I think I know the person who's playing it. Like I recognize the face, but I didn't see Ironheart. I don't mind Hulk, but I grew up with aggressive Hulk, the one that felt like a threat and an actual savior. Yeah. One of the movies that I grew up with was Incredible Hulk. That was the one with Edward Norton. I'm pretty sure that's the one that we all kind of grew up with and ended up seeing. And even in the, whatever medium you saw, if you were a 2000s kid, okay, you understood that Hulk was an aggressive person, right? Like everybody loved Hulk for the fact that he was big, buff. He might have had a hook shape. I don't know. But I think that aggressive Hulk is just the guy that everybody grew up with. You know what I mean? It's just something that we all grew up with, and I get that. But at the same time, I think Smart Hulk wasn't necessarily an issue too. The way that people were making it, they were saying like, "Oh my god, like this guy sucks. Like he's such a softie," and I'm like, "What is wrong with that? Like, what is wrong with that? I don't understand. I never understood the hate." But yeah. Yes, he replaced Eric Bana from the first Hulk, an absolute unit. Eric Bana? Mephisto? Or are you talking about the original Hulk? Are you talking about like the original Hulk? Or are you talking about Edward Norton? Because I'm talking about pre Mark Ruffalo. Pre Mark Ruffalo was Edward Norton. That was the Incredible Hulk. That's when people that was the one. But I don't know who Eric Bana is. Let me look up Edward Bana or Eric Bana. Wait, what? No way. What is this? Wait, what is this? Whoa, wait, why have I never seen this before? Wait, this is kind of crazy. Hold on. I don't know if I've ever seen this before. I'm sorry. I guess that was like the first one, the Hulk in 2003. I remember the one in 2007. I think it's saying here, the Incredible Hulk. Yeah, that's the one that I remember. But that's interesting. I never knew about that one. But yeah, in terms of Spider-Man, A Brand New Day, I thought it was a solid movie. Again, people are always gonna have their doubts about it, especially after No Way Home. It was, you had some pretty big shoes to fill, man. You literally concluded your origin story with three amazing actors just coming all together: Tom Holland, Andrew Garfield, and Tobey Maguire. All of them just being amazing Spider people in general. Peter Parker's as well. Like, that's where it was such an amazing movie that it literally did a job of restoring and giving Andrew Garfield a chance at recovering after Amazing Spider-Man 2, and obviously after Tobey's third movie being kind of mixed to negative results. That again rekindled the spark for people. Obviously I'd never lose hope because Tobey's the GOAT in my opinion. Um, but it did that job as well, and it did it amazing, in an amazing fashion. And yeah, but I'm super happy to see what they do with the next one. It's gonna be amazing if they keep Destin. We won't probably see Spider-Man for a long time because obviously he's doing Naruto, so that's okay. But yeah, I think Spider-Man Brand New Day was an amazing movie. We'll leave it at that. The movie came out 2003 before Ed. Before Ed. All right. Uh, we're gonna talk about, or we're not gonna. We're gonna go into Sonic Unleashed because shout out. I want to give a shout out, by the way, to uh Blad, who's in this chat right now. Homie got a fresh to death computer. Okay, this guy got an amazing deal, and bro is able to play 4K Sonic Riders. Okay, we gotta just shout him out real quick because the man did it. He made the jump from consoles to PC, and bro's never looking back. All right, because I'm not gonna hold you. PC has always been my preferred way, but I just never had a good enough graphics card. But it is what it is. But that's amazing. But we're gonna get into this Sonic Unleashed.
Sega.
Sonic Unleashed. Sonic Cool. Don't worry, we got Batman next. Alright, are you guys ready for some Sonic Unleashed? Oh, wait, hold on. There we go. Yeah. This is it, baby. Oh, yeah. We gotta go into options here. And I'm gonna talk about this game, too. I'm gonna talk about this game, too, in a little bit. Now all we need is roll. Yes, sir. I just want to show my controller real quick, too. This is... I got a red one a while ago. It's like a red and white one. Super clean. Beast of Reincarnation, 120 FPS 4K. Whew. Ray tracing. Yeah, we gotta give a shout out to this guy, bro. This guy did it. He made the jump, and I'm super happy for him. You know? I don't know why. Oh. Oh. Okay. Oh, okay. I know why. See, okay. Wait, hold on. This is another good thing as well. And I showed this to Blad a while ago. Sonic Unleashed Recompiled actually does this thing where if you go into audio, you can do music attenuation, where like it goes on and off depending on where you're at. All right. Nah, but I'll get there someday too. I'm gonna get there. I already did a plan and everything like that. We're gonna find a way to do it. Okay, I guess we gotta go to Shamar. It's probably 30 FPS for you guys, but for me, it's a clean 60. See, this would be a great place for Vlad to be streaming because this would easily not have a problem on his screen, where it would show up at 4K, 60. I don't know if this one has 120 though. If this one has 120, that'd be crazy, crazy. Oh wait, I think I can actually. Still gotta get that running. Oh, my bad. You said no audio? Give me 1 second. Sorry. Sorry about that. Thank you. I appreciate it. Hold on. I still gotta get that running. It's still in my folders. I'm picking up my mic and stuff right now. Oh, okay. Let me know what mic you end up getting. This guy's gonna get like the most elite mic, bro. He's gonna put mine. He's gonna put a hook shape in it and just straight up like not even. Hold on. Okay, that's definitely not it. Audio output capture. There we go. Okay, cool. And then I'm gonna put it slightly below mine. We'll put it like right. I'm pretty sure you guys can hear that well, right? Alright, let me know if there's any other problems. Pretty sure the audio should be there. What the heck? I never knew this was a line in the game. Did any cute girls ask for her number? Oh no, dude. This is where you see the professor. Sonic? The manuscript suggests that, let me check. Oh, by the way, Vlad, I don't know if you're still here, but please let me know if you have any, if you need any help with the fold. Like, as long as I get all my stuff done in time and you haven't figured it out, I got a superior capture card that was 100 more, so I took away $100 from the mic department. So it's not like a podcast mic, but it's them all like middle class gonna know. No, sometimes you need that, brother. Dude, this mic that I got right here, it like, it's obviously not crazy amazing, but dude, this was literally $50. This mic right here was just $50. Yeah, exactly. And sometimes, you know what the funny part is? Sometimes yeah, exactly, a good equalizer and filter can make it professional. But I was gonna say, like, it's so funny because sometimes you don't even have to really go that far, because sometimes it sounds funnier when you have like, a mid to low mic. See, there you go. All you gotta do is your research. Do you know the way the world map should indicate its location? Very well, my friends. Let's place another. You should be able to reach new areas within Shamar and Empire City. I realize you have much to do, but investigate their areas. Would you? No. Okay. Well, you said Shabbat, he said? Or Abad? I don't know. This is Shamar, though. I know this is where we're at. Yeah, there's a certain limit. You don't need a $300 one. Yeah. Honestly, the fact that you got that PC at that type of deal is way better than anything, to be honest with you. That's where all the money should be going. In essence, that's really where the money should be going. Oh, this is the Hawaii one. I booted up Halo 3 and unlocked the frame rate, and God, that shit was amazing. Yeah, dude, it's amazing. And I'm telling you right now, if you get this running up on your system, on your PC, this is, dude, you would have the best running version of Unleashed ever. As long as you know, just like modify a couple of things, it should. And maybe you don't even need to do that, because for this one, I didn't even really need to do anything except for, I think the aspect ratio, and then that was it. I'll be joining soon. Yeah, bro. This is, you know, it's expensive, but it is a worthwhile investment when you really think about it in the long run. So when people say, you know, like that it's not, I disagree. My brother is giving me one he built in school a couple of months ago. Worst case scenario, I'll get one when the taxes come in. Honestly, what I recommend right now is taking his PC, and you could do one of two things: upgrade each part, you know, which comes with time and money, right? But also sell it, and then you could get a whole other one like Vlad did, and hopefully you can grab a steal like he did too. That's my recommendation, because I was honestly thinking about doing something similar. Because I've always been wanting a new capture card. I've been talking about that capture card. What do you call it? Graphics card. And I've been talking about that for a while now. But you know, everything comes within time. Oh, this is the PS3. Oh! Ooh. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of confused on where to go. Oh, maybe up here. Oh, yep. There we go. Dude, you can even do Project 06. Like, oh my god, dude, you could do so much. And I'm pretty sure there's even a, what do you call it? There's a recompiled version of Black Knight, which, you know, you may not be as interested in, but that's coming very soon. These recompiles are very good for all types of communities in general. And I especially appreciate the, what do you call it? The N64 ones, because those are the hardest ones to do. Let me try to see if this one is, if this does anything. Yes, it does. There we go. Ooh, this is a boss? Or at least a key? Oh, wait, sorry. I forgot. I turned it off. Ooh. Huh. Ooh. He only plays console now. Yeah, I mean, I got a PC for no reason. I mean, at least you can edit, you know? Like, for example, I can't even edit, dude. There's a, what do you call it? DaVinci Resolve is the main platform or software that I use to edit. And I can't even use it on this computer. It straight up just said no. And of course, I could do other softwares, but I like DaVinci Resolve because I know how it works, you know what I mean? Dude, why can I not kill you? Okay. Like... There we go. No. No, like he only got a PC. Oh, okay. You're talking about him. I remember this game being so hard for me at points, dude. This game was tough as a game. And I think that's why I like it so much, is that like this was one of the Sonic games that really gave you a challenge. Like this was not the ones that, you know, nowadays where you're kind of just given stuff for free, kind of. I'm not gonna lie. You know, but never played Unleashed. You gotta play it, man. This game is gas. Straight up. If you're any type of Sonic fan that is just interested, like not, you don't even have to be a big Sonic fan, but I'm telling you right now, this was one of my favorite Sonic games as a kid, bro. My favorite. I'm not gonna even say one of my favorite. It was. And a lot of people complain about this game. A lot of people. But the funny thing is that people don't understand. This was a. Am I dead? Okay, no, I'm not. This was like a sorry message after Sonic 06 did as bad as it did, right? Like, it was this one in colors that just did, you know, the saving for the series. And like the fast-paced action, the the cool fighting scenes. It's a little boring at first, but I think once you get used to it, it's amazing. The only real complaint that I have is right now for the Werehog is the fact that there is no drop shadow, as you can see, making platform very hard, platforming extremely hard, and not to mention how these fights get a little bit too long. You know, like they get it. They're just a little bit too long. That's why I upgraded my power more than anything, because I was not about to be stuck with just, you know, with like a 5-minute battle, dude. I'm sorry, I'm not doing it. Unless it's a boss, I'll do it. But nah. But otherwise, this is a great Sonic game, dude. Ooh, I almost messed that up. I messed that up. I didn't do it in time. There we go. Especially Eggman Land, dude. What? Everybody remembers Eggman Land. For how, dude, that thing would kill you as like a kid, man. It was crazy. You had to do some crazy mind things, like with just like the quick time events and stuff. Oh my god, dude. It was insane. I love Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man too. Did you like the new movie? You probably did, if you're saying that you love Spider-Man. Nah, but when I saw Yona coming back, I was like, hold up, it ain't my birthday yet. Yeah, I got the bright idea, you know. Vlad had me excited that he got his new PC. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling happy, and I'm on YouTube this time, not on Twitch. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I do not love this part though. I forgot how crazy this part is. Is there a moon medal over here? There is, but there's a sun medal. But yeah, man, if I can introduce a person to Sonic Unleashed, or you know, just to the games that I'm playing, you know, then great, awesome. I've done my job. Oh, this is the boss right here. You got a big boy. Ooh. Clap my cheeks. Ooh. Okay. 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 There you go. That's skill right there. That's years of experience right there, y'all. Yeah, no, Twitch is mad. I don't even blame you. I need to play Unleash. You do, bro. You do. This, I'm telling you, man. People are missing out on this game. This is one of those Sonic games that, like, if you never played it as a kid, you're not really, you won't even really know that it's a thing, you know? Or I wouldn't go as far to say that, but I would maybe say, like, if you never really attempted to play it or like had any experience with it, it's kind of hard to know about it, because Sega doesn't really say anything about this game. They meant, you know, they kind of acknowledged it. They're acknowledging it more now that okay, I guess the waterfall. They're acknowledging it more now that this is out, and I'm actually going to talk about that when we're done with this and how this kind of came about. Because Sega at one point kind of forgot that this game existed because of the fact that they I'm gonna die, because of the fact that they lost the code to the game, I'm pretty sure. And so I was kind of sad, because this was one of my favorite Marvel games, my favorite Sonic games of all time, man. Why did I fall so far? Or like, how did I get that far? And it felt like they were really just neglecting it, man. Like it was a bad game or something, and it's not. Like, this is a completely fine game. This is a game that anybody can kind of jump into as long as you like challenge, you know what I mean? And a little bit of 2000s controls, because you know, these feel you know, a little bit outdated in terms of controls, but hey man, we have a new way to play Unleashed, and I'm cool with that. A modern way to play Unleashed, I should say. There we go. That game is Sonic Boom, absolutely. And actually, one of the things that they did for the Sonic series is delist a lot of, and me and Vlad were actually talking about this. Sega realized that they kind of had to clean house, right? Or at least they felt like they had to clean house. And so one of the things that they did was delist a lot of the Sonic games that had a mediocre to low score. And that's why you didn't see games like this anymore. You don't see games like this being represented in the series or being talked about. And, you know, that's why, you know, some games just didn't turn out. Like, they just don't show up anymore. And I kind of lost hope because I was like, nah, there's no way. Like, you know, they lost the code. They're kind of just giving up on it. They're on Sonic Frontiers. But, you know, they're forgetting this game. But then these guys came out with it. And I was like, yeah, they understand the assignment. They knew what it was, bro. And this is one of the biggest, in my opinion, recompiles of, you know, for the series especially, or just like in general. This really means a lot to me. I would love to speak to the guys over there who are like, or at least who did this. And there's no issues in terms of companies because you actually need to have a version of the game to play this. Now, I'm not going to say that you can get this somewhere else. You totally can, okay? I'm not going to say where, but... as far as I know, you only need the full version of the game. Can I break this? What's this? What do I need to do here? I thought that was all I needed. No? What am I missing? Oh, the lever. That's what it is. Nope. I don't want to do it. No, thank you. Oh, here we go. Here's the big boss. And a lot of people ended up paying the Hedgehog 2 because of the fact that, you know, that was another one of the problems with this game is that the Hedgehog was such a different... Oh, I messed up. The Hedgehog was... the Werehog was so different from regular Sonic and how fast he was. And people didn't like that! And I don't know how I got hit by that. So people didn't really like this game either, but it's funny because all they really needed to do is get good, and then they should be fine. Ooh, he freaking slammed me down, dude. And do you guys hear this music? Like... Hold on, can I go up here? I cannot. Oh, his tail. That's what it was, his tail. Yep. Oh, I can hear the goalpost. Nope. We're gonna regain the health back real quick. What is this? Wait, I've never seen this up here before. What does this do? Wait, I can click all of these? What is this? Oh, is it an order thing? Like I need to do it in order? Okay. That's weird. Wait, no, I want to actually figure this out. Hold up now. What is this? Okay. Not to mention this game is super beautiful. Okay. Did the boss just disappear? The boss just sort of disappeared. What the hell? Okay. I guess we're good from now. The boss just straight up disappeared, dog. Oh, I understand. I understand. Okay. So we need to do it based off of... Got it. Okay. It's like a actual like flower growing. Got it. Oh, that's how you always got that? I never really realized that. Poppy played. Nah. I didn't have that much of a problem. See, I got a B rank. Poppy's playtime, I would have gotten all E ranks, probably even F ranks. There we go. We're gonna put it to our strength. There we go. My phone is on 2%. Give me 1 second. Hold on. My dogs felt the need to come in, so I also gotta get something from my back, man. Oh my god, dude, my back is killing me. I'm getting unk status. I'm definitely getting unk status. Alright. We're gonna play, I think, the day stage of this one, and then we'll call it a day. We'll call it a stream, right? Because I feel like I'm running a bit low on time, right? Yeah, okay, perfect. Like, we'll be able to finish if it does allow us to do the day stage. Does it allow us to do the day stage? Okay, not over there. Hold on. Maybe I need to go back to the professor. Hold on. Okay, maybe I need to go back to the professor. Or maybe there's something up here. Wait, I didn't get this sun medal over here? Oh no, I did. Okay, it was just really highlighted. Yeah, I'm gonna talk to the professor if he's here. This game gets pretty fast too, by the way. That's another reason why I love this game so much. Is he in here? No, he's not. Is he in any of these? Come on, professor. Give me something. Hey, that's the guy from the other one. Oh. Okay, I guess the professor's not here. Okay. I gotta go back to yeah, to talk to him. Okay. We gotta talk to him real quick because we just visited the newest one. So now we gotta see if there's another one. I'm like, gotta talk to you, dude. This music goes hard. I don't remember where the professor is. Hold on. Oh, yeah, okay, wait, no, he's all the way over there. There we go. Who's in the studio? Talk to me, Professor. I see. Couldn't get inside the temple yet. Very well. Perhaps now is a good time to continue exploring Shamar and EC. Okay. I can't forget. I did a playthrough a couple of weeks ago, and I can't remember if I had done a stage. My only problem is, again, I don't know where to go to like the stages over here. I think I would have to go to like the capital or something. Yeah, let me go to the capital real quick, and then we'll just kind of... Let's go over here. Bro, this one was New York City, dog. It's crazy. Okay. What are we looking at? This is the night stage. Oh, okay. I guess I never played this. Okay. Alright, yeah, so we'll play one more of these, and then I'll give my thoughts, and then we'll kind of end the stream. Because I was only planning to stream until 6. We're already over schedule. Oh my... Yeah, I was definitely falling off, dude. Damn, Mario Kart World music now? I gotta do this without any boost, bro. I'm sorry, like... Oh, I like how he runs up the building like that. Oh, I'm so glad that I could have saved myself because these these stages get intense, dude. But this music is so fire. Oh, wait, there was a book over there. There we go. How about over here? Anything? See? Bro, always checking. Nah, bro. Oh, I forget we go on basically the Brooklyn Bridge. Oh, crap. Oh, man, that's so clean. That is super clean right there, dude. This one's pretty easy though. All you gotta do is just throw a couple of robots there. Jump over that. Can I get two? I got two. Okay. Nice. There we go. Uh-huh. This game is insane. This is why I love it. Ooh, I don't know how I didn't get hit by that guy. Okay, there we go. My hands are sweating, dog. Look at how crazy this is. Oh my, yo, you don't get this from any other game, dude. You really don't. Oh, oh. Oh! Did you see that? You saw how I just survived that? Did you just see how I just survived that? I don't know how I just survived that right there. You saw that, right? I'm pretty sure she saw it. She definitely saw that. I'm so clipping that. Bro, I'm clipping that. I thought I was dead. I thought I was like for sure dead, bro. I don't know what the hell happened right there. And I just ended up in the same spot. Ooh. Oh my god, bro. Nah, I'm sorry. This game is too fast sometimes. Hold on. Okay, I can see the goal. That. Oh no, okay, that's not the goal. That is the goal. There we go. Another B. My hands are sweating, dude. Like they're glistening right now. Look at that. I need to wash my hands. Okay, I think she wants to. Do you want to leave? Alright. We're gonna return to the world map real quick. I gotta pee, and then I'm gonna talk about the game, and then we're done. Alright? Give me 1 second. I gotta. No audio. No audio. I was speaking my heart out, and there was no audio. All right. Let me start over. I was gonna. Let me start over. Hold on. Wait. Let me make sure everything's good over here. Thank you for letting me know because I would not have checked the light. It shows me a light on here. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, it shows me a light, and I didn't see it. So thank you. But yeah, Sonic Unleashed Recompiled. I want to give first and foremost a thank you to the team who made this project. I don't know if it's one person. I don't know if it's 10 people, but I wanted to say thank you. Thank you for making this project possible. This is one of my favorite games of all time, and it is so important that this game is recompiled and able to run natively on your PC. This game runs so good that I believe when I was watching one of the tutorials on how to get this game running, I believe it could run on like a high school laptop. It's insane. I'm sure that there are ways to play this on Mac. I actually really want to figure out if there is a way to do that. But for right now, I have it natively running on my PC, which I am totally fine with doing for right now because it just runs that smooth. Now, I wanted to get into a little bit of the history of this because originally, to put up a timeline frame here, in 2007, or sorry, actually, I should start with '06. With 2006, there was a game, as many people know, Sonic '06, and it did really bad, right? It released in a state of really, really, really bad. Uh, it basically just didn't run well, and they released it in a state where like many games run now, but a little bit worse than that, where like games are incomplete and they don't get really good until they're updated, right? But Sonic Unleashed came out in I believe 2008, um, and for me, I don't know. I actually do know. It's the fast paced, it's the challenging aspect, and it's the fact that it is so different from other Sonic games, right? This game combines everything that is so good about the boost formula. The fact that you can go above 1,000 miles per hour, and it tells you on the that just captured me. And the theme song to this game, endless possibilities. Like when I tell you that this game captured me as a kid, it did such an amazing job on bringing me up in terms of being a Sonic fan, and it did that for me. It really did. Um, and I have to give my thank you and my flowers to the team who made this, um, because this is essentially what Max had back in the, in 2024, where Marvel vs. Capcom came back. And now I wasn't advocating for this game to come back. Honest to God, I thought that this game was done for, but then they did Sonic Unleashed Recompiled, and I was blown away. And it's funny because I originally said to myself, I would never be able to run this. This is a game that I would never be able to run. And then all of a sudden, a couple of years later, now basically, like during my birthday month, I said, you know what? Let me try it. And I did it. And it was such an easy flow. I just did it and it just works. And again, you have to give your thank yous to people who do this type of thing because recompilation is not as easy as you think, right? I'll give you an example for the N64. Ocarina of Time, I believe, or Majora's Mask, people are still trying to recompile that game, or I believe it is at least done. But the problem is that N64 code back in the day is not only super ancient, but it is written in a way that could it's just not modernized. You know what I mean? Like what you would write in like Java or I don't know, any type of coding software now, it's not what it was back then, right? There's probably so much going on back in the day, and there were so many things happening that it wasn't really a uniformed way of writing code. And so they didn't have a proper way to recompile that because they would have to literally rework. They would have to re-engineer from all the way from what they have at the shell all the way to the back end. And that's exactly what they did with this game. Honestly, if you have not played Sonic Unleashed, now is your time to do so. I believe in this game. Sonic Unleashed is one of my favorite games of all time. Period. Period. It is top five. Um, People hate on the Werehog, and that's totally fine, but I love it. And then again, going back to the timeline, we start off with 2008, the sorry for Sonic '06, and it didn't really do crazy numbers, but I'm pretty sure it was like mediocre, mid. It was like a mid-range Sonic game. You know what I mean? Not many people saw it as that because of the Werehog, and unfortunately, that did not give it the sales that the team would probably have hoped for, and that's where Sonic Colors came in. Obviously, because it was for a more kiddish audience, and that's okay. But this game brought a certain grounding, a story to it. And fast forward, we get things like the Sonic Unleashed project, or Unleashed project on Sonic Generations, which for those who don't know is a mod that you can just implement into Sonic Generations. Because these games are so similar to each other, they basically just, I mean, I wouldn't say copy and paste. I don't want to like discredit the person who made that and say that it was like super easy, but essentially they just took the assets from Sonic Unleashed, put it into Sonic Generations, and have that run, and it ran well. But it was only the day stages. No cutscenes, just pure Sonic. The model from Generations isn't even the one from Unleashed, right? So that happened, and I was super excited, and that kind of filled my I quenched my thirst with that, because it was still Sonic Unleashed. It was just the day stages. It was the part that everybody liked, but I still felt like something was missing, right? Something was still missing deep inside, and so I looked for other options, and they just weren't that good, right? And when you look at the PS3, I mean, to take that big freaking thing out again and plug it into your PC, I mean, it is a hassle. And I don't know exactly when this recompiled project finished, but they made it, and it did so well to the point that Sega noticed it, and that's what I'm talking about. Like, thank you to the people who made it. It was so very well done. This has so much to offer, dude. So many aspect ratios. I mean, literally, like, if we go onto here, all we gotta do is just look at the settings here. You want to know how I knew that this is one of those games that was so good, or at least like one of those projects that are so good, dude? Little things like the time of day transitioning. As a kid, I used to always wonder why it showed him transitioning in another person's YouTube channel compared to mine, where I had the PS3. This was the Xbox version, and they added it. They added that version of it, and I switch it on and off every once in a while, because sometimes it does take longer. And it even says that here it's a transformation cutscene, and it's sort of an artificial transition of a loading screen. Another thing is achievements, right? Like achievement notifications, subtitles, hints of the voice language. You could change the controller icon. This is the stuff that I'm talking about. And even the stuff like the battle theme, you could turn off the battle theme. Music attenuation. When you have another video playing in the background, this audio will turn down. The effects will still be there, but the music is down, right? Um, and as for the controller inputs, this was super crucial for me, because when you're playing things like the airplane rides, I actually got tripped up because I'm not used to an Xbox controller. Like, I know how to use a controller like its secondhand nature, but the thing is that I just naturally know where I naturally know where the PlayStation buttons are, and that's how much of a difference it made for me. Now, obviously, for other people, they'll be like, it's just a controller. Yeah, but I'm used to PlayStation. Like, and yeah, man, this is you can go upwards of 60 FPS, VSync. Like, this is stuff that you don't see, man. This is stuff that you do not see, dude. I can literally change the monitor that is on. I have two monitors right here, and if I wanted to, I could just switch it to this one in an instant. It would change it just instantly, and it would adjust its size. Again, dude, just one of the best things that could have ever happened. Um, One of the best things that just could have ever happened in Sonic history, because this is insane. But yeah, man, if you have not played this, please play it. Words cannot express how much this means to me. So thank you to the team. This is an amazing port right here. They recently did one for Twilight Princess 2 on PC port. I think it's called Dusklight. That's the one I have. Yeah, they did that one too. I do remember seeing that one as well. That one is super super good. Yeah, modders are definitely good, and I'm glad people like Sega are allowing these people to do their thing. Um, because it is so crucial, right? Like, it's super important to let the community have their fun too. You know, a lot of the companies nowadays don't really allow it, and that's okay. It's their right to do so. But this is a great example of a game that was originally kind of vanished from Earth, and they bring it back, and they bring it back in a way that is better than the original, and that's crazy. Like, that doesn't usually happen, and this is one of those games, man. It's crazy stuff, man. But yep, yeah, basically them, yep. Unfortunately. But yeah, thank you all so much for joining. I'm gonna end the stream right now because I am officially pooped out. Thank you all for chatting. Brian, Raul, Vlad, I appreciate all of you guys just kind of popping in. And everybody else too. I'm sorry. I just know those guys from the top of my head. They're my friends. But anybody else like Swag, let me see another person. I'm pretty sure another person joined in here too. Junior as well. The person who said I love Spider-Man. Thank you. I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. Have a great night, and have a great night. Yeah, have a good one, guys.